What's up guys, welcome to this week's stream. My name is Alex, this is Regulus Blues, and before we go any further I just want to say a massive thank you to all the Twin Peaks Redditors, because I think without you guys the last stream would not have been anywhere near as successful as it was, so thank you very much for that. It became the top video on the channel overnight, so that was an amazing response. So as promised, I'm going to be doing some more Twin Peaks. That's good. But I'm going to do it a little bit different today. So I was on Ultimate Guitar looking at stuff as I do, and I noticed that the official tab for Twin Peaks on there is actually pretty good. And some of the synth parts, I think it was, I just sort of was playing them on the classical guitar, and they sounded pretty good. So I thought maybe this week we'll do the main theme on classical guitar. And then as I was looking at the tab, I realised it had all the other stuff like keyboard, bass. It's even got the drums notated on there, which is pretty good. So I thought, why not do, as we go through it, I'll show you how to play it, and then I'll try and do a run through of each individual track, and then at a later date I'll take all the footage and make like a montage and put together. It'll play like the whole Twin Peaks song. So that's what we're going to try and do today. I think Thursday's stream I'm going to try and do Sycamore Trees. I like that one. It's another very moody song. But yes, for today we are going to do Angelo Badalamenti, David Lynch, Twin Peaks theme. So I guess I'll start with whatever order they've got it in on here. I'll just put my headphones in so it doesn't show up on here. Okay. So the first part is the rhythm guitar. So it's going to be a little bit disjointed at first, but the more parts we do, the more it'll start making sense. So I'll just go through the individual bits first. Do it that way. There we go. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8 bars of silence for the rhythm guitar at the beginning, and then it comes in at the bridge, and you're just sort of arpeggiating on the third fret, on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string. So that's like a B flat major. And it goes like this, from the 2nd down to the 4th, back up to the 2nd, down to the 4th again, and it ends on the 3rd string, and that's 8 notes in total. And then the next bar is pretty much the same, but you leave those last 2 notes. Then there's another 3 bars of playing nothing, and then you do that same riff again, but slightly different on the 2nd bar. So the first bar, sorry, make sure you can actually see what I'm doing, and the 2nd bar, and where you would have stopped on that last one, you continue on down onto the 5th string, 3rd fret, and end on the 4th string, 3rd fret. So it goes. Then there's another gap of 4 bars, and then we play a slightly different arpeggio for the same chord at the moment. Yeah, 1, 3. So that's still, yeah, it's still the B flat. So if you hold that as the Oh no, sorry, that is, yeah, that's like a B flat suspended second. So it's the difference there is the second string. Instead of being the third fret, it's the first fret. So you play that string first, the second string at the first fret. So to do this, this is the shape you want. That barred A, which is a B flat in this case, but take off the second string, so you're barring it down there. Okay, so it's second string, then third string, then fourth string, and the third and fourth are both on the third fret. And then you play the first fret of the fifth string, and it's like it's an inversion of that little bit really. So it's the first fret, fifth string, and then the fourth string, third fret, then the third, then the fourth, instead of third, fourth, third. So, and then it inverts again, so keeping the bass note on the fifth string, first fret, but we play third string, fourth string, third string, then fifth string, first fret again, then fourth string, third string, fourth string. Then we're back to playing on the second string, first fret, and then continue with that little pattern of the third fret, third and fourth string, so third, fourth, third, then fifth string for first fret, and then we invert again, so fourth, third, fourth. And then this time we do not invert, we play that exact little lick 3 times, so including the last time, 3, so these next 2 are new. And then a new riff after that, it goes first fret, second string, third fret, third string, open third string, and then first fret of the second string again. Then the second half of that is the fifth string, third fret, third string open, second string, first fret, and third string open again. So that goes. Yes, it does. Sorry. Then the next part of that continues in that position, so third fret of the fifth string, then third string open, second string, first fret, and you go between those 2 strings for 7 notes. So the first note, fifth string, third fret, then the next 7, open first, open first. Then the next bar, pretty similar, so fifth string, then open third, first fret the second, back to that open third, and then repeat that. Repeat it again. And then for the last time, you play that bass note the same on the fifth string, third fret, but you invert the way that you're playing the second and third string. So you play second, third, second. Now verse 2 begins, and that's rests for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars until the bridge comes in, and that's the same riff that we looked at before. So third fret on the second, third and fourth strings, and you just arpeggiate that. And then there's another rest for 4 bars, and you repeat that again. Then another rest for another 4 bars, and you go back to the chorus riff. So second string, first fret, third string, third fret, fourth string, third fret, then back to the third string, third fret, then you play the bass note on the fifth string, first fret, and you play that little group of third fret notes there, but inverted from what they were. So fourth string, third string, fourth string. Then we play that similar but different for the next bar. So fifth string, third string, fourth string, third string, then 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string, 4th string. Then the next bar again, we're keeping with that B flat suspended second. 1st fret of the 2nd string, 3rd fret, 3rd string, 3rd fret, 4th string, back to 3rd fret, 3rd string, then the bass on the 5th string, 1st fret, and then you invert it again with the 3s, 4th, 3rd, 4th, 5th string, 1st fret, 4th, 3rd, 4th, and now you keep it the same, so 5th string, 1st fret, 4th string, 3rd fret, 3rd string, 3rd fret, 4th string, 3rd fret. And then that little riff on the end, 1st string, 2nd fret, sorry, 1st fret, 2nd string, 3rd fret, 3rd string, open 3rd, 1st fret, 2nd string, 3rd fret of the 5th string, and then open 3rd, 1st fret of the 2nd, open 3rd again. And then the next bar is, you just repeat that a little bit, so exactly the same as it was played earlier in the previous chorus, I think. So next bar, and the next bar, so then the outro begins, and that's rest for 4 bars, and then you come in with that B flat suspended second, starting on the 2nd string, working down to the 4th string, and then back up to the 3rd. So 1st fret, 2nd string, and then 3rd fret for the rest. 1st fret for the 5th string, then 4th, 3rd, 4th, 3rd fret for those other 2 there. And then repeat that again. Next bar, starting it on the 2nd string again, then the 5th, and then repeat. Then there's another rest for 4 bars, and then we play that riff again. Another gap for, another rest. In fact, that's it for the rhythm guitar. The rest of it is rests. So that's the first part. I'm not gonna go through and do them play them in whole until the end, just so it makes it a lot easier for me when I'm trying to edit the video to pull it all together, because it's all just in one section of the video. So moving on immediately to the next section, the next instrument, which will be the lead guitar, I think. Yep. So I don't really need these headphones on right now. There we go. Lead guitar. So the lead guitar is quite sparse, and it seems to mirror the bass line a lot of the time. In fact, it's quite sparse, but it's in every bar. There aren't any rests where it's not playing, but it is like single notes, 1 or 2 notes for each bar. So it starts 3rd fret of the 4th string, and then on the very end of the bar, you play the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and then immediately for the beginning of the next bar you play open 4th string. And that's the real guts of the song, really, is that little movement there. And then the end of that bar you play 3rd fret the 5th, straight into 3rd fret the 4th. So that brings it together. So the whole of verse 1, according to this, so I guess it's not playing during the intro, or it must start immediately with verse 1. So this is it throughout all of verse 1. last note is the beginning of the bridge. So that is literally, it just repeats itself once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. So it repeats 4 times, and then the bridge begins with the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. So 2 bars, you hold that for 2 bars, and then we play 3rd fret of the 4th string again, and at the end of that bar, 3rd fret of the 5th string, immediately followed by open 4th string. And at the end of that bar, 3rd fret 5th string, then 3rd fret 4th string for the beginning of the next bar, and it's that same, it's literally the same riff that we just played for the verse 1, interspersed with those 3rd string notes there. So bridge goes. That's 3rd fret, 3rd string. And then for the last beat of the 2nd bar after you play that again. And then down to 3rd fret of the 4th string. And then you play that 1st riff again. And that's the chorus now. So the chorus starts the same as the bridge, except you have in the 2nd bar, for the last beat, you go down to the 4th string 3rd fret in the 2nd bar instead of at the beginning of the 3rd bar. So, and then back up to the 3rd string 3rd fret, and then same sort of rhythm of notes really. So but instead of going down to that 4th string 3rd fret, you stay on the 3rd string at the 3rd fret. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the next bar begins 3rd fret 5th string. And you hold that for 2 bars, and then play it again and hold that for another 2 bars. And then you're on to verse 2, and I think that's probably the same riff looped 4 times again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So again, that's. And that's the riff. 4 notes. Sorry, it starts. And then over again. So 4 times, and that's verse 2. And then I think the bridge is probably going to be identical as well. So bridge, 3rd string, 3rd fret for 2 bars, and on the very last half beat of the 2nd bar, you play it again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down to the 4th string, 3rd fret, and you play that familiar riff again. So the last beat, not the half beat there, the last beat of that last bar there before the change, it goes 3rd fret 5th string, and then 3rd fret 3rd string again for a whole bar. Then the first and last beats of the next bar, 3rd string again on the 3rd fret, and then that riff again. And then the chorus begins same as it did before, 3rd string 3rd fret, 2 bars, and then on the 8th beat you play 3rd string 4th fret, immediately for the next bar, 3rd string 3rd fret again. So that's 2 bars, and then again on the 8th beat of that group you play 3rd string 3rd fret, and then first beat the next bar, 3rd string 5th fret, and then hold that for 2 bars, and again, and then the outro. The outro is actually quite long, it's like 3 whole lines. I'll have another swig of coffee here. Oh, it's cooling down much quicker than I would like. Alright, how are we doing for time? What? I can't actually read it from here, I need to put my hand behind it. 20 minutes? Yes. Alright, so the outro starts with that familiar riff. And then on the 8th beat, not the half beat, you do that 5th string 3rd fret straight into 3rd string 3rd fret. And then the 8th beat after that, you go 4th string 3rd fret, and then for the next beat after that, back up to that 3rd string 3rd fret again. So there's a lot of work on the 3rd fret here, so it's not too difficult to move between any of these things. So you hold that 3rd string 3rd fret for 2 bars, and then on the 8th beat of that, you go down to 1st. Now that I've said that, we go to the 1st fret of the 5th string. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then next beat is 4th string 3rd fret, and then we're back to that riff again. 3rd string 3rd fret, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then that's 4th string 3rd fret there after the 1st fret 5th string, and then that riff again. So that repeats 3 times, that riff, and then it changes, it does something a little different. It just goes no lead into that, just that open 4th string, and then the next bar, just the 4th string 3rd fret, and then at the end of that, for the last half beat, 3rd fret the 5th string, followed by open 4th string. So we're going back to the normal one, sort of, and then it goes back to that sparser version, so just the open 4th string for that bar, and then the next bar starts with no lead in, 3rd fret of the 4th string, and then it's back to normal. And then the last bar is just open 4th string. So that's the lead guitar. So we've done the rhythm and the lead. And I'll show you the bass. I mean, the bass is quite similar to that, but obviously played an octave down. Right. So, any bass guitarists who want to know how to play, if you don't already, you're probably gonna, that's a point, I haven't checked to see if you all can hear me. Schoolboy, that would be the worst opening 24 minutes of a stream in Regulus history. This is where I check the. That's good coffee. Oh, it's not going to want to load. Please load, YouTube, please. I'm kind of worried that the Ultimate Guitar app is going to crash while I'm trying to record, and that's going to throw everything out of kilter when I try and piece it all together later, because this is a really old, I'm filming on the tablet that I currently use. This one is really old, so everything on it crashes, but it's all I've got to work with, so come on baby. I think it's loaded. No, oh, don't crash. Goddamn planned obsolescence. be right back to doing the music in a second. There we go. Just want to make sure it's all hunky-dory. What are we looking for? Regulus. Regulus blue, not black. There we have a live. So what's the volume like? Let's find out. Well, that's not too bad. I'm just wondering if I need to put the bass through an amp or not. See, I can hear it, but it's not actually loading the video yet. There we go. Right. So, how did that sound back there when we were actually playing? Yeah, you can hear that fine. Where was that bass? Yeah, you can't really hear that, so on with the amp. Alright. Ha! Now I gotta go back into Ultimate Guitar and it's gonna, I have to reload that track now. Damn. Oh well. Five hours later. Luckily, I have it saved in my favorites. So, as I was saying, obviously you're looking at basically the same positions, same notes, and the one of those guitar parts, I think it was the lead guitar, yeah, the one we just did, it's a almost the exact mirror of the bass part. So we'll play the to be honest, I'll play it through and I'll try and just tell you which frets I'm doing as I play it, and I think it's a slow enough song that I could probably call it out as I'm doing it, so I'll just play it through and play along. So it's 3rd fret, 4th, 3rd string. Sorry, I just realised it's the bass, so I've got to think about which string's which. 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. Okay. So 2nd string, 3rd fret. Let's start over. So it's that riff, and it starts on 2nd string, 3rd string, 2nd string, 3rd fret. So far, just repeating. And then it goes to the 1st fret of the 3rd string, then 2nd string, 3rd fret, and then repeating that riff again. So you notice that was on the final beat of the bar, not at the half beat, like that. So that was 1st fret, 3rd string, 3rd fret, 2nd string, and then we're back into that riff again. Leading into the chorus. first fret, third string again, and you just play that at the beginning of each bar now, just once, and now the end of the bar as well, and then third string, third fret. Now we're moving on to verse 2, so it's back to that riff. Third string, first fret, going into second string, third fret, and then that riff again. And then on the last beat of the bar. So the bass line is very straightforward. I have to remember to turn that air freshener off. So third string, first fret, again on the last beat, and then up to the third fret. Play it again. Last time. Now we're back into that good old riff again. So it's all on the second and the third string. Third frets open for second string, and the first fret on the third string as well. Again. And now it's almost 4 bars holding that one note, and you come back on that same note, so that's first fret of the third string, 4, and that's back to that riff again. Just like the lead guitar, it has that same variation in the outro. Not there yet, but almost. Here it is. So just open the second string. Third fret, no lead in. And then back to normal. And then no lead in note again. Just open second string, third fret, second string, and then back to normal riff, and then for the final bar just open second string. And that's the bass. So we've done 3 parts now. Now this is what got me wanting to do it. Just like Laura Palmer's theme sounds really good on the classical guitar, so too do the synth parts for this on classical guitar. So I just thought, and there's like four parts, so it would be like a, what is it, quartet? It would be like a classical guitar quartet of well, considering the lead and rhythm guitar are also going to be classical guitar, I guess it's a classical guitar sextet. Is that the right word? Anyway, yeah, aside from the rhythm and lead, there's 4 synth parts which I guess sort of go together, which would be a quartet. and you'll recognise it as soon as I start playing. So the first 8 bars are all silent, so we begin on the bridge, and this is all standard tuning, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that, so let's just skip forward to that. So we start off, sorry, it's not second string, the tab says play 5th string, 5th fret 2nd string, but that's just open 1st string, so whichever you want to do, but I'd find it a bit easier just to start off with an open 1st string. So, first bar of the bridge, first beat, open 1st string. Then the last bar of that beat is the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Next bar begins 1st string, 1st fret. Then at the end of that bar, open 1st string. Next bar, 1st fret 2nd string. So that sounds like this. And then you hold that for 2 bars until it sort of runs out of steam, and then there's another 2 bars rest, and then you come into the second riff, which is on the 1st and 2nd strings. Open 1st string, 3rd fret of the 2nd string, then 3rd fret of the 1st string at the beginning of the next bar, then back to that 2nd string 3rd fret, and take it off to the 1st fret of the 2nd string. So those 2 together. And there's a long old gap. So the next riff for this synth part is in the chorus, and that's on the 2nd string, 1st fret, then 2nd string, 3rd fret, and then immediately after that you go to the 3rd fret of the 4th string, and then play that 3 times in total. And then the next bar after that you just play the 2nd string 3rd fret twice. Next bar is same note, so 2nd string 3rd fret, followed by open 1st string, then open 3rd string. Then back to that 3rd fret of the 2nd string, so just keep your finger there, then open 1st string again. Right, where did we get to? Sorry, that was a lot of notes that were the same there. So 3rd string, so 2nd string 3rd fret, then we play open 1st string again, then 1st fret, this is all on the 1st string now, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 6th, 8th. So you hold that until it runs out, so about 2 bars, and then there are another 6 bars of silence, and then we get to the bridge. And is the bridge the same? Now the bridge is tabbed as I've just told you, so open 1st string, 3rd fret of the 2nd string at the beginning instead of 5th fret of the 2nd string, so that's a bit weird, but it's the same, it's exactly the same again. So followed by, and then the chorus I believe is the same also. So this is the outro now after that. That last bit is exactly the same as the chorus, so that's chorus 2 I guess. Outro begins 2nd string 1st fret, hold that for 2 bars and then rest for another 2 bars, and then you come in on the 8th fret of 1st string and you're going back down, so 8th, 6th, 5th, third. Repeat that. And then on the last bit here, you play the 3rd fret of the 2nd string straight after the 3rd fret of the 1st string. And then down to that 1st fret, 2nd string. So you hold that 2 bars, then rest another 2, and then it looks like you just play that same riff again. 8th, 6th, 5th, 3rd. And for the last part, instead of going down there, you go up to the 6th fret of the 1st string, and then up to the 8th, so you work back up again. Sorry. Make sure I'm actually in tune before I do this. You know what, I haven't got any more strings, so I hope none of these snap. Otherwise we'll be doing it on the electric guitar. That's not what I intended. Okay, good. It was a little out of tune. Whoops. Right. So that last part of the outro. 8th fret, then 6th fret. 5th fret, 3rd fret. Repeat that. And then end on the 6th to the 8th. And then it's rests for the rest of it. So that's it for that part. Synth 1. Now Synth 2, I can't remember which order they're in, but I believe Synth 2 is a sort of complementary bit to that sounds, oh, don't mute it, that sounds very similar, but like up a few intervals or whatever. Okay, so this one's very, very sparse. So it's rests for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is the whole of the the whole of the first verse, you play nothing. The whole of the bridge, you play nothing. Then in the chorus, you play, it starts very similar as the last one. On the 2nd string, 1st fret to the 3rd fret. Then 4th string, 3rd fret. But instead of just repeating that, the next part of that is 5th fret of the 2nd string, so you could play open 1st string. 5th fret, then 6th. And then you repeat that the one time, so in total. Then this next bit, I think, is quite similar to that last part in Synth 1. 3rd fret, 2nd string, open 1st string, open 3rd string, then 6th fret of the 2nd string, followed by 3rd fret of the 1st, then open 3rd string, then on the 2nd string, 1st fret, followed by the 3rd fret, and then the last bar of the chorus is open 1st string, followed by 1st and 3rd frets on the 1st string. Verse 2, completely silent. Bridge, completely silent. Then the chorus looks to be pretty similar. Yeah, it's identical. So the chorus, and then the first 4 bars of the outro rest, so silent, and then it plays this bit for the outro, which is different, yes. So 2nd string, 1st fret, third string, third fret, then you go down second fret, open third string, repeat that. Except at the end of this bar you go open third string followed by open fourth string and then rest for the next four bars again, and that's it. You repeat that again. And then it's rests for the rest of the song, which is like 16 more bars. So just put this down while I have a bit more coffee before it goes cold again. So the next part will be Synth 3. Okay. This looks to be pretty much identical to Synth 2. So can we get away with not actually playing that? Oh, one's horns, one's strings. Excuse me. So the horns and the strings are playing the same, but I'm playing it all on the same instrument anyway, so that doesn't matter. Okay, so that takes one down. That's good. I think that means I'll be able to do a split screen of like 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh. We'll see. Okay, so Synth 3, forget about it, it's done. Synth 4. Right, so this is the other most recognisable part of the song. So we've already had the... Now, staying in that position, so third fret on the 5th and 4th strings, and then open third string, second fret, open third string, and then you basically, it's a sort of mirror image riff, so you go 5th, 4th, 3rd, 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 4th, 5th, and then it sort of blends in with that other, the other big riff in the song, so open 4th string. And you know it. I never noticed it before, but it sounds very. What does it sound like? It sounds like a lot of songs from the 50s, sort of rock, which I guess is probably what they're going for, very, very subtly, because it's slowed right down. Because if you play at the speed it is in Twin Peaks. It doesn't have the same, you know, it's subconsciously, I guess you can tell it's in there, but it doesn't have the same feel as it's the locomotion, that's what it sounds like. Anyway, we're not doing the locomotion, we're doing Twin Peaks. So that is the, I think, that is the essential, that's all of this Synth 4 part. It's just repeating that every time it gets played. Yeah. So, first verse, first 4 bars, it's silent, and then for the 5th bar, it starts with a little bit of a rest, and then there's another same 4 bars gap again, then a brief rest at the beginning, and so that's 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string, and it's 3rd fret for the 5th and the 4th, and then open 3rd string, then you play the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, back to the open 3rd string, and then back down on the 4th and the 5th at the 3rd fret. Then open 2nd string, 4th string. And this next time round, there isn't a big gap of 4 bars. You come in with the same riff on the next bar with a tiny rest at the beginning as usual. Then there's 2 bar gap, and you play it again. And you play it immediately afterwards. And then it's the chorus, and you don't play it at all during the chorus. Then verse 2, you play it 2 times in a row, then there's a gap of 2 bars, then you play it another 2 times in a row, and then it's the chorus, so you don't play it during the chorus. And then the outro, you play it twice in a row, then 4 bars gap, then another 2 times in a row, then 4 bars gap, then another 2 times in a row. Actually, it's 4 times in a row there. 5, 6, 7, 8. So, yeah, and it ends with playing it 8 times over. So, I think that's all the guitar parts covered. You may wonder, because I don't usually do anything other than guitar on this channel, you may wonder what are the other parts? Well, they're keyboard parts. And we're going to try and do those as well, including the strings. So I'm going to move the camera so you can see my keyboard over here. Which, well, you might already be able to see it because my view is restricted on the Streamlabs app. In fact, the iOS video camera is, compared to what you're actually getting when you look at the video back, it only shows you a tiny bit. Sorry, I'm just trying to sort my tripod out here because it's still plugged into the charger. It's not really a good enough angle, is it? Let's just unplug for now. And we'll move music stand back up to a decent height. Yikes. Oh yes, perfect. Perfect. Okay. So the first one we have here is piano. But if we play it solo on the instrument roll, what does it sound like? What voice are they using? Is it a piano or is it an organ or what? Or, you know, like vibraphone or something. So just this one alone. Goddamn headphones. Okay, it's like a sort of electric piano. I haven't quite decided yet which voice on here I'm going to use, because this keyboard, I was originally going to use my own keyboard I had from when I was like a very young kid, because it's kind of from the same time period. It's I don't think it's as early as 1991, but it was only a year or two after that I got it. So I thought maybe it would have some of the right instrument sounds. Unfortunately, I mean, Badalamenti is obviously using a really nice early 90s digital piano, which has got a lot more oomph to it than the tiny little Casio keyboard that I had. So one of my good friends, Heather, gave me this keyboard actually because it was her childhood keyboard, which she didn't use anymore, and this has a lot more on it. This is a much better keyboard. So I'm gonna try. There were a few that I was thinking about before, and I'm gonna try them out because it kind of sounds like it's mixed with strings or something. I mean, this is only the Ultimate Guitar version, but it's pretty close, so I'm listening. Okay. No, I was going to go into my music app and listen to the original, but I think it'd probably crash Ultimate Guitar, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to try. So it's not up, it's there. I'm going to turn the touch sensitivity off, or down anyway. Then I can put the volume up. You know what, that might be it. And I say that might be it. It means exactly the same for the part as well, because the keyboard part, this keyboard part in particular, is literally just that over. So it's that's about, is that middle C? I don't know. So C, and then you play C an octave up. You can't really see this, so I'll just tell you. Along with the A and G immediately below. So start with that C, and then you take that off to play the other three. And this is all kind of on the offbeat, so you have that bum bum, and then straight after that, it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same riff, but echoed like a delay pedal, but on a different instrument. So C, go up, and as you see, the next G and the next A and the next C. That's what you need to be playing. Tell you what, let's. What if? No, nobody wants vertical video. Nobody wants vertical video. Don't do that. Okay. I will make this work. I have an idea. Yes. So which one was it? That one. So I'm not gonna keep it like this for too long, because it's for each instrument that we're doing now is pretty much the same. Like, one of the pianos is pretty much just like the bass part. The other one is this one, which is very similar to the strings. So I'll show you the strings real quick, but it sounds almost the same as this. So there's that C, A, G, and the next C. And then after that, you take those three off and play the F immediately below that G. And then the next part is like an identical riff, but starting on A. So the three notes you play up here are the A, the F, and the E. And then you end with that D. Don't know if you can see that. So it goes like this. Oh, lost it, sorry. That touch sensitivity needs to go down. That's better. And it literally just plays that over and over and over and over and over through the whole thing. So I think when I record that bit, I'm just going to loop it. Same for the drums, because I can't guarantee that I can have enough sort of quiet in my surroundings to be able to record them without getting any sort of background noises. So when it comes to those, that's what I'm going to do. So that was the sort of electric keyboard side. Now the next one, now this is another reason I couldn't use my other keyboard, because it doesn't go low enough on the piano to play a low enough. There's a part where you play like octave on the B flat and the C, and it has to be way down. So I've got to transpose, because that's another feature that this keyboard has that mine does not. So transpose down a whole octave. I say mine, this is my keyboard as well. And we want the grand piano. No, that's the touch sensitivity. We want grand piano. Take off the reverb. Okay. So this, to be honest, the piano isn't as identical to the bass as the lead guitar is, but it's very similar. It does have some slightly different bits, so I'll just play through it now for you. Wait. Still got the other one on solo. No, I want to see piano too, and hear it. This wire is annoying me. Right. So what is it here? So that's F, C, and D. So that's that same riff. And then C octave, and then B flat octave. So this is the chorus now. Getting ready for verse 2. And that repeats over, same as what we've just done. Bridge is the same again. And then the chorus again, same. So we'll skip forward to the outro, which I think is basically the same, but it's the end, so it's a good place to finish. So it's that riff. Oh, F, sorry. So back to that riff again. F, C, D. So that's F followed by octave B flat, then the low B flat, then F, C, D, C, F, C, D, C, F, you get the idea. So that's where you don't do that lead-in note, so just the D, just the F, then back to normal. Just the D, just the F, and back to normal. And for the last bar, just the D. So that leaves the strings, and they're pretty straightforward, but I'll show them to you. So which one were we using? Synth strings. They sound pretty damn close. So we go back to the beginning. Well, no we won't. So, verse 1, bridge, chorus, no strings on any of those. They don't come in until verse 2. So I'm going to skip forward up to there on the tab, and I'll start playing it from there. Now, let's reset the transposition to 0. Move the camera back up here. So it's this C, A and G again, followed by the note one whole tone below that little grouping. And then again, just like, hang on, I'll turn that air freshener off now before I forget. How do I do it? Oh, there we go. So as I was saying, it's just like the electric keyboard riff we just looked at. So it's the C, A and the G, and I find with a little bit of reverb on there, you only need to hold it for 3/4 of the measure. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. About 3 out of 4. You know what? There was another one that was a bit more drenched in reverb like that. There we go. And apart from that, there is one other bit. You play a C and a D and an F together. Yeah, so you play that, and then it shows another, because it's showing this as a guitar tab, and I'm just sort of transposing it to piano. It's showing it as another chord, but another chord shape, but it is actually the same chord and even the same 3 notes in the same order. So you just play that same chord again, and then it returns back. So that's C, going down, the next A, the next G, then the F, then it's A, F and E, and D. So that only leaves, believe it or not, I'm going to do this as well, the drums. So, which one is that on here? That is... Oh, there's a few different drum kits. Well, clearly we'll go with the jazz drum kit. Right, so I believe it's kick drum. Now this is the official tab, so this is as good as it gets. but I don't really agree with it. It's showing that I need to use a closed hi-hat, and I think it's a ride cymbal. Let's have a look on the keyboard. They're actually marked along the bottom of the keyboard, so where's the ride? Here's a ride. That's a tambourine. There's a ride. So okay, so I need a crash. So it's this B, I don't know, you probably can't see that. Doesn't really matter, but it's this B up here, this B down here, and this C sharp, just so that I remember. Right, and the drums go, and I'm not going to go all the way through this, it's tedious. I'll just loop this. So from the beginning, there is a big old gap, or a period where you don't play any drums at all. So the first 4 bars, there's no drums. And then you come in with the ride cymbal. Okay, so that's 1 bar, 8 individual hits. So that's 4 bars of that, so it's, 32 hits in total. And this is the last bar. And then for the beginning of the next bar in, you have a kick drum, the crash, and the ride all together. So and then you continue with just the ride. And then on the 8th beat of the bar, you play, or you kick, you kick the kick drum, and do it again for the first beat of the next bar. So you get this. It's kind of like a heartbeat, really. And eventually it gets to a part where you just play no ride but a crash with the kick drum at the beginning of a bar. So it's oh, not that one. And then there's a few bits where you play kick drum, ride and crash together, so it's and that's everything, that's all the parts. So we've managed to go through them all in about an hour and 15, that's not too bad. Next I'm going to try and lay some recordings down, and I might start with these seeing as I've got the camera over here already, but I do need to find a better angle. So let's increase the height of this tripod. Get it up here. So it's too close. It's too close. That should be a bit better. Okay. Yeah, you can tell the age of this keyboard with how grubby those stickers are. I guess at one point they probably said what the notes were. Right. So we want to move this over this way slightly. Jeepers. So the highest we need to go is there. All right. And then I have the key headphones. Oops. Okay, that's too far over now. Right, so I think we decided one of the electric pianos is probably best. That one. All right. So that's not going to be too much in the way, hopefully. Thing is, if I loop it under the keyboard, I move my head and I pull the whole keyboard off. So let's get the right one up in the headphones. And that is piano 1. So this one, literally, it just repeats the same riff all the way through. So what I'm going to do is just loop, you know, I'll play it for a few bars and just loop in the final cut. Okay, I've got to get my hands around this tripod somehow. Should probably unmute it as well. Okay. Come on. Oops. Okay, and there's a big old gap. Oh, that's confused me. The synth started. Yeah, let's turn that off because that's confusing. Strings, sorry. We'll get a good one out of this bit. Nope. I think that last one was good enough. So that's piano 1, and that'll just literally get looped over. Now I'll go through that whole keyboard bit. Okay, so that means moving down this way, I think. And then we move transposition. Down, down, down. Change the voice. Oh, MIDI grand. I wonder if that sounds any better than the standard acoustic grand piano. I actually prefer the standard piano. Right, am I lined up? So the highest it really goes is there. Yeah, that's fine. So, show me piano roll 2. That's the one. Counting. Fuck that up. I'll tell you why. I'm dying for a pee from all that coffee. I feel like Dougie. Right, I'll literally be 1 minute. Alright, was that a minute? Felt like just a minute. Okay. So, let's try and get through this in one take then. I feel like it's not really in focus. It's alright. There we go. Fuck that up. I'll be honest, I think it's all the same after that. We'll do the outro. Okay. I'll tell you what's wrong. I haven't got the drum beat behind it. That's why. Alright, I'm going to try and do it all in one then. Fuck's sake. Oh no. Damn. One note right at the end. Oh well, I can fix it. Fix it in post. Right, so that's the keyboard. That's not the keyboard done, that's the two piano parts done. Now, the strings, sorry, are the next thing. So, the voice we're using for that is it synth strings. Oh, yeah, we need to go back up to normal. And we need to move the camera back that way. That's the one. So there we go, this is far more comfortable. I don't have to stand behind the tripod for this one. So that's literally everything in this one. So let's get that up on the screen. And back to the beginning. So I probably won't go all the way through on this one because it is literally so much of repeating itself that would just be very dull. So, now go back to the beginning. And go from there. I feel like I fucked that up. Okay, so we'll just loop a certain bit. So this bit's different. I think that's enough. Okay, so we've done the strings, both pianos. I think we should do the drums. So it's, I mean, you don't, I don't really need to get any video footage of this bit because I'm not going to include it as a window. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, and then I'll have 9. Okay. So listen to the drums on their own. Again, I'm not going to go all the way through on it. I'm just going to create a few short bits that I can loop. So let's turn it up a bit. Okay. Okay. Next bit coming up. The rest of this, I think, all seems to be the same. Yep. Alright, so I'll do the guitar stuff now. That's good, because standing up here behind the tripod is not fun. When I could just be here. Alright, so let's lower this thing down again. Right, so we're pretty much halfway there, I think. I might go make some more coffee in a minute, because I'm pretty sure, oh, it's still a little warm. It's not going to be warm enough though. Right, so let's move the music stand back over here. So next up, we've got the lead and rhythm guitar parts. 3, not 4 as I thought it would be, but 3 synth parts, and the bass guitar part, if I didn't say that already. which to start with? Let's start with the bass. We've done the drums, so we'll do the bass. And then after the bass, I'm going to go make a fresh pot of coffee. And I've got to remember to sit slightly differently with the bass and with the rhythm and lead as I will with the other parts, just so that I look a bit different once I tile it up. Hopefully, you should be able to hear it. Let's move the coffee out this way, and then I can move slightly without destroying the guitar, hopefully. Alright, headphones, that'll help. So this time I want to hear the bass as well as the drums. Just put them on properly, fool. It's not loud enough. Oops. sure my neighbours are glad. Okay, so as I said, I'm going to put a fresh pot of damn fine coffee on, and I'll be back in 1 second. A bit of old coffee, a bit of new coffee. Mix it together. It's not quite a 48-hour blend, but there we go. And you know what else? This mug is far too small. That's more like it. Alright, I'm just going to let this coffee here brew. And while we do that, before we move on to the classical guitar parts, I'm just going to check that everything we've recorded so far is audible. Because if it isn't, then we're in trouble and I have to do it all over again. So I just let that brew a little bit before I push the plunger. Hope that YouTube actually loads for me this time and does it quickly. Of course, I'm not signed in, so there's no library. Okay, here's the video. Let's plunge that coffee. Oh, I hear me. That's a good start. That is very dark, isn't it, with the keyboard? Oh, it's not so bad. Okay. Okay, so the first keyboard sounds alright. It's quite, I'm actually quite loud. How loud is this? Oh, okay. Okay, so moving on to the actual piano bit now. That's the MIDI ground, that's not the one I used. Yes, I have sugar in my coffee, I'm a weakling. There we go, nice big mug of coffee. How's it? Alright, so the piano. I don't know if that piano is loud enough. Oh, that's fine, that's fine. Alright, so the rest, what, the strings and the drums. Or did I do the strings first for some reason? Alright, so there's the strings. Yeah, that's loud enough, okay, so that's good. So drums next, I think, was it? Okay, and it's got both my hands in, that's fine, that's good. I didn't think it was. See, that's what I mean by it cuts off. Like what I can see on the screen is kind of like a letterbox version of what is actually a widescreen shot. So I wasn't sure that everything that I was playing was in shot, but it is, so that's good. And it sounds loud enough, that's good. So apart from that, what was it? The bass? So let's listen to the actual recording, not the screw-ups. Well, that's loud enough, that's good. And I think that's the last thing I recorded, because that's 11 minutes ago. This coffee's keeping me going. Alright, so I'm satisfied with the levels of everything we've already recorded, so that's good. So let's get back into Ultimate Guitar. And I only just realised this as I was doing this, but if you're not a Guitar Pro if you're not an Ultimate Guitar Pro customer, then you can't access this tab. Sorry. You can become a pro if you're a guitarist watching this and you're any good. Then you can become a pro customer just by uploading a tab to their website. So it gives you, this is not an advert by any means, but it gives you a couple of different tools that you don't get with the free app. And also you get access to all those Guitar Pro tabs. So it's well worth it just for uploading, you know, look for a song that's not been tabbed well, upload it, and you'll get your free lifetime membership to Ultimate Guitar Pro. Alright, so back to Twin Peaks. My tab, or my tabs, favourites. I didn't think to check the bass was in tune. It was in tune earlier. I hope it was alright. So I'll work from the top down now that we've done the piano and the strings and all of that sort of synthesized side. And I'm going to start with the rhythm guitar. So everything now is going to be on the classical guitar. It shouldn't have gone out of tune, but I will just make sure that it is still in tune. A little bit sharp on the two top strings. That seems in tune to me. Right, another swig of coffee. So we'll start with the rhythm guitar, as I said. Now these ones I will, so I need to make sure I'm sat in a relatively different position to how I was sat with the bass. So, sorry, I've got to think because that's flipped. The image is already flipped that I'm looking at, so it's confusing enough. So it was kind of like looking this way most of the time, and then I kind of look up. Okay, so if I sit here this time, that's sufficiently different enough, I think. I mean, I'm not really in shot, but that doesn't really matter. As long as the instrument's there, that's good. And we'll play it all the way through for each of these, because they're a bit more involved, not just the same single thing repeating over and over, although they are a bit repetitive, but there we go. Okay. This is a long outro. Right, that's the rhythm. Onto the lead. Now this one, I'm not going to have as much time to drink my coffee, so I get a swig in before we start. Okay. Alright, so that's the rhythm and the lead. So that leaves us with 3 synth parts, I think. So synth 1. Rewind back to the beginning. So I'll let it play all the way through, even though it doesn't play during the first verse. Okay, so that was synth 1. Synth 2, the one that is identical. So synth 2 is the strings and synth 3 is the horns, and they're the same. So we'll do synth 2. And this one, I think, it's so sparse, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'll just loop it when I come back. Because you've got to wait all the way through the first verse, the first bridge. It doesn't start until the chorus. So I'm just going to do it from there. And then the outro. Alright, on to the last one, which is synth 4 because we skipped synth 3. Oh, alright.
Are you live streaming? Oh yeah, I didn't know if I should interrupt, sorry.
Yes, so I'm on to the last part now, so. Alright. Oh, very gritty at the end.
Nice.
Alright, I'll see you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
So this bit, this is the one that is literally that same riff over and over. So I may just get a really good take of that one riff and just use that for the whole thing. So, let's go back to the beginning. And I think that's enough for that one. Right, that's everything. Oh. So, anybody, sorry, I'm kind of cut off on the camera. Anybody who has, it's been a long one, what's that, 2.5 hours, geez. Anybody who tuned in during that, thank you so much. I appreciate it, as always. Look out for this as a sort of composite of everything I've just recorded in one screen, and it will hopefully sound a little bit like the Twin Peaks theme. So I'll be back later in the week, Thursday evening, usual time, ish, I don't know. There's not a usual time, I kind of keep changing it, but usual day, usual slot, Thursday evening. And we'll do some more Twin Peaks then. It'll probably be a bit more like the last video I did, Twin Peaks. Just the classical guitar, we'll be looking at sycamore trees. So yeah, hope you have a great day. Whatever you're doing, take it easy. Thumbs up, and I will see you soon. Cheers, guys.